Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today I will go through what I would invest in if I had $1,500 or $10,000 to invest in Lorcana. I'll go through many things. I'll go through seal product, I'll go through enchanted cards, I'll go through graded cards and promos. If you like the content, remember to click like, subscribe and put on notification. Let's go. So to start off, I would recommend buying sealed product if you can hold on to it. To be honest, I've bought a lot of sealed product. I've bought first chapter, I've bought Rise of the Floodborn, Ursula's Return. I haven't had Into the Inklands yet, but that's just what you prefer. I think I'm gonna open one someday. Definitely gonna do that. But what I would recommend is probably first chapter. It's more expensive, so I would recommend buying it in a case with 4 booster boxes. The reason why I would recommend that is because there is talk about some of them being able to be weighed, so that could be a problem. If somebody can weigh the boxes, maybe weigh the packs, and in that way figure out is it enchanted or not. You should, in a case with 4 booster boxes, be able to pull 1 enchanted or 2. In my case, I think I've pulled 2 enchanted and 1 enchanted in a case. I haven't tried not pulling enchanted, but of course there's a possibility as well. But if you're keeping it sealed, maybe that's not your focus. Just buy some product that looks nice and is not destroyed or anything. So I would definitely recommend that. That being said, the first chapter is what I would recommend. It is a bit more expensive, but I think in long term it's gonna outperform any other set. Another thing you could think about is if you're not buying a case, you could buy the first one to arrive. There was a first kind of edition of the first chapter. It doesn't have a mark like in Pokemon where there's first edition or shadowless or anything. The only real difference is actually on the box. But I think if you're keeping sealed product, that could be a good idea because they're probably going to rise more in price. Otherwise, maybe they'll just go with the other prices. I think maybe long term, I would suggest going with a case of first chapter. Another sealed product I would buy is the set 2. I would definitely buy that. Rise of the Floodborn. To keep a sealed product is not that expensive, but I think it's the most popular of the other 3 sets that are there, able to be purchased right now beside a first chapter. It has some good chase cards. It has definitely Cinderella, but also Snow White, Alice. It has some really great cards. Also legendary cards, rare, super rares that you guys can play with if you're into that. So I would definitely recommend maybe looking into some sealed product and Lorcana Rise of the Floodborn. Yeah, if you're thinking about that. Otherwise, I would go for the enchanted cards. I would go for some graded cards, and depends on the budget what kind of cards I would go for. I would probably always start with the first card. It has been compared to the Charizard of Pokemon. Kind of the biggest card you can get. And I tend to agree with that. Of course, there's some other cards that are going to be more expensive, maybe, we don't know. Maybe the promo cards, the D23. But I'm not going to go through those today. I'm going to focus on the other cards. So I would definitely recommend buying an Elsa card, Elsa Enchanted, PSA 10. Right now I think they're really low. They're at $1,500. I think you can get one. $1,500. So I would definitely recommend buying one. I think it's time. They have been at 2,600, 2,500. So I think it's gonna go up in price, and I don't think you can go more down in price. So I would recommend buying that. Another thing you could go to is the Cinderella card. I think that is gonna be really, really, really popular. So yeah, I'll probably go for that. A PSA 10 Cinderella card. Yep. One thing about the Cinderella card is the population. I think that's maybe it's gonna have a factor on the card. It's really difficult to get a PSA 10. I have one myself that I've sent to grading, so really excited about that one if it comes back at 9 or 10. But most cards come back at 10 in most sets, maybe 50-50, but the Cinderella card is it's a bit different. It's a bit more difficult to get a 10. So I would recommend the Cinderella card if you're thinking about buying some cards. I think that is pretty low right now as well. Otherwise, I would go for the Stitch. As you probably noticed, the channel is full of Stitch themed things. So of course, I'm gonna say Stitch. There's the one from the first chapter in a PSA 10. I think that goes for around $700. Otherwise, I would go buy a Stitch Rockstar PSA 10. Personally, I don't have one. Yeah, and that's tough one. I really want one, but it's kind of expensive, and I have invested a lot of money in Lorcana. So that I think that is maybe a bit too expensive for me right now. So let's get to it. Okay, like I said in the video, I was going to talk about what I would invest in if I had $1,500 or if I had $10,000. So if I had $1,500, I would recommend buying a Stitch Carefree Surfer PSA 10 and a Cinderella PSA 10. The reason why I would buy those two is because I think the Stitch card is the first enchanted Stitch card. I think it's a really popular character in Lorcana and in Disney in general. If you look at many of the things that Lorcana have made as playing mats, cards being released, enchanted, you can see that Stitch is really up there, really popular. So I would definitely recommend buying that one. And then the Cinderella card, those two together. The Cinderella card I think is really low in price right now, so I would recommend that one. Especially princesses, I think it's going to be really sought after. But I think the Cinderella card is going to be the card that you want to purchase. The reason why is just because, yeah, it's low in price. The population is low, and that makes it a hell of a purchase, in my opinion. And if you have $1,500, if you have $1,500, it's really difficult to buy something else. You could buy the Elsa card. That would probably be my other suggestion. So either Stitch and Cinderella or Elsa. But I would recommend Stitch and Cinderella. The reason why is because it's two different cards. So if one goes plummeting down and one keeps value, you have some value in it. While if you go for the Elsa card, you only have that one card. And if you at some point one new set or something you have to sell, you can just sell Cinderella or Stitch. While if you have Elsa, you can't really do much other than just sell your whole collection if you only have $1,500. And I would say $1,500 is a lot of money. But I think that would be my recommendation if you want graded cards or sealed product. The reason why I wouldn't say sealed product is you could say sealed product with $1,500, but I think that's more if you have a bigger amount to spend investment wise. So that brings us to the $10,000. Not a lot of people, I think, is gonna have $10,000 to invest in Lorcana, but if you do, you're gonna hear my suggestions. I would buy two Elsa cards, enchanted PSA 10. Reason why I would buy two is because it's nice to have two. If you kind of want to expand your collection, then you can sell one and keep the other. It's nice to have more than one, I think, personally. Another thing I would do, I would buy 3 cases of first chapter. 3 cases sound like a lot, and it is. The reason why I would buy 3 is because if the market goes up a whole lot, like it did in April, or even more in a few years, you can sell one and keep the others, or sell 2 and then say, okay, if the price is high now, maybe it's gonna plummet, maybe it's not gonna go up again, and then you can sell some of them, 1 or 2, and then in 5 years you can have the last one or 2 more that you can sell. So I would recommend buying 3 boxes I would buy one case, no, not 3 boxes, 3 cases. I would buy 1 case of Rise of the Floorborn. Each case have 4 booster boxes, just so you guys know. I would recommend buying that. I think it's really undervalued right now. So I would recommend buying that. Probably gonna get it enchanted. I wouldn't open it because the gradings from that set is not that good compared to others. So even if you get a Cinderella, you're not even like you don't know if it's gonna be a PSA 10. So to keep, I would buy a case of Rise of the Floorborn. Then I would buy 2 Cinderella PSA 10. Kind of same reason as Elsa. You have 2. That's nice. You don't have to sell one. If you're in money trouble or you just want to buy something new. Then I'll go to Stitch. I would buy a Stitch Enchanted, sorry. And I would buy a Stitch Rockstar. I would buy one of each. Just because the money's not there if you have 10,000. I know that's crazy, but I would buy those 2. Stitch promo is the first promo to come out after the set was like after the first chapter. Of course, there was the D23. The reason why I'm not mentioning those is because, yeah, I would kind of like to have a bigger collection if I'm spending that much money. So the Stitch promo card, I would buy that one in a PSA 10. I think that's really low as well. Otherwise, Stitch Enchanted from the first chapter, I love it personally. I have 3 of them. All 3 are being graded right now. One of them is auto, so I would definitely recommend buying that. So that brings us to 9,690. And you can see all the things that you can buy for that amount and what I would recommend buying. With the 1,500, I would recommend those 2 enchanted cards I told you before, Cinderella and Stitch. Yeah, I think that would be it if I was investing right now in Lorcana. But let me know if you guys disagree. If there's something else you want to hear, like would it be wise to invest in something else? Let me know. Write a comment, something. I'll definitely go through it. And yeah, cool. Thank you for watching the video. If you guys liked the video, I have 2 other videos that you guys can watch. Otherwise, if you like the content just in general, please hit subscribe. That would really mean a lot to us. And thanks for watching.